Hello folks, Samsung unveiled the world's first 200 megapixel mobile camera last year. The company didn't reveal any availability plan, but industry watchers expected this new 200 megapixels ISOCELL HP1 sensor to debut on a Xiaomi smartphone this year. That has yet to happen. In fact, Xiaomi might be switching to a Sony XMR sensor, and in light of a recent leak, Motorola could become the first company to use Samsung's new 200 megapixels camera monster. And we just got our first live look at the alleged device thanks to a Chinese tipster. Look, the upcoming Motorola Frontier houses a huge camera island on its back with a massive cutout for the 200 megapixels main sensor. The accompanying text on the side confirms this is in fact the 200 megapixels HP1 sensor with optical image stabilization on a f2.2 aperture. Samsung HP1 can do 2x2 pixel binding, which results in a 50 megapixels resolution with an effective pixel size of 1.28 micrometers. There's also a 4x4 binding mode with 16 sensor pixels used to create one big image pixel with the equivalent of 12.5 megapixels resolution and 2.56 micrometer pixels. It can shoot up to 8K video at 30 FPS with the field of view shrinking as little as possible. Motorola Frontier is also rumored to bring a curved 6.67-inch OLED with 144Hz refresh rate and 60 megapixel selfie camera. Elsewhere, we get confirmation of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 Plus chipset, which will be paired with 8 or 12 gigs RAM. Speculations suggest a 4500 mAh battery with 125 watts wired charging and wireless charging, which will vary between 30 watts and 50 watts speeds. Motorola Frontier is rumored to launch in July, but will Samsung ever use the 200 megapixels ISOCELL HP1 for its own devices? Although the ISOCELL HP1 may debut on the so-called Motorola Frontier smartphone, Samsung could, in theory, adopt the same sensor for its own smartphones, assuming Motorola doesn't have some form of exclusivity of the HP1. In practice, however, Samsung isn't engaged that much in the race for megapixels. Granted, some of its mid-range phones now have higher resolution sensor, with the Galaxy A73 pushing beyond the 100 megapixels limit, but chances of Samsung releasing its own 200 megapixel smartphone this year are slim to none. Perhaps the company will use this camera for some of its devices in 2023, or it might surprise us later this year at Unpacked with the 200 megapixels enabled foldable device, but that's doubtful. Instead, this 200 megapixel sensor appears to have been developed for companies that want to engage in the megapixel race, and Motorola is seemingly one of them. That's it for today. Share this video with your friends and subscribe to the channel for new videos. Good luck to everyone!